Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim Musa. My ID number is 2020990401.
My name is Nabi Afina binti Jasri. My ID card number is 2020501851.
My name is Nasasha Amirah binti Mak Raji and my ID number 2020702775.
Nama saya Batrisha Uzma binti Junaidi, nombor ID 2020534265.
So basically, the medium of business in Malaysia can be in business or registered company. Incorporation is a legal process of forming a corporation or a firm. Incorporation is also a process of converting a sole proprietorship or partnership business into a legal business in which the liability of the business is the responsibility of the owner or the partner. An incorporated company, there are certain criteria that must be considered in order to ensure the company's operation are seamless.
The criteria that must be taken is the nature of business, whether there is prohibition for carrying out the business by an incorporated company, the number of participants in the business, the relationship among the participants, the amount of capital available and required, tax implication and future plans and development of the business. For this topic, we will explain further information regarding application of incorporation and the effect of incorporation. The application for incorporation was stated under Section 14 of Companies Act 2016, which there's a few rules and regulations that the incorporation needs to comply with before submitting the application. Next, there's also a few effects of incorporation to the company, according to Section 18 Companies Act 2016.
So for my part, I'm going to answer for the first question, which is a statement about Ali, which is the particulars that need to be included in the application for incorporation. First of all, in order to form a private company limited by share, Ali shall apply for incorporation to the register. There are some applications that Ali needs to follow in order to incorporate a private company limited by share according to the Company Act 2016. So the first statement that Ali needs to fulfill is to have a company name. Ali has to state his company name in the application. Ali also can confirm the availability of the company names to the register as has been stated in the Section 27, Part 1 in Company Act 2016. So now we move to the second application, which is the application requires Ali to state the status of the company. In Malaysia, there's only two status, which is the first one is Sendirian Berhad and the second one is Berhad. Sendirian Berhad is for a private company and Berhad is for a public company. So, Ali could name his company such as Ali Sendirian Berhad as a symbolic to show that it is a private company. So, this will fulfill the Part A and Part B in Section 14, Part 3 in the Company Act 2016 for application to register incorporation. Thirdly, he must state the natural business of the company, which is what kind of business Ali wanted to do. The details of this business has to be stated in the application. So, for examples, Ali can run a manufacturing or a service business. So, the next one, Ali has to propose the location of company registration office. Ali can use his company secretary address for registration office because if any letter that related to Bursa, SSM, it can directly goes to the registered office. This is because the business address will always change, so he can use the company secretary address for registered office. So the next one is Ali also has to give all information about the member of the company. The details about member of the companies are required in this application, such as name, identification, residence, and nationality. Ali also has to know if any of the members of his company is from another company, so he must state whether it is from a corporate company or incorporate company. So, if there are any members of Ali company is from other company too, Ali need to state the official location of the office of the body corporate.
Next, application for incorporation is each person who will be a director must state their name, identification, nationality, and address. It can be seen under Companies Act 2016. But based on Ali case, it's only one director in his company, which is Ali, because this company is private company limited by share. Ali must from Malaysia if he want to be a director. In this case also, Ali must state the detail of his secretary. The detail of secretary are same as the detail of the director, which is name, identification, address, and nationality. The last one, the information that needs to be in the application for a merger in a private company limited by shares is that Ali needs to provide a statement of consent from a promoter or director in order for appointment as a director. It's also under Companies Act 2016. Ali must make sure he does not have any bankruptcy. If he want to be director and establish a company, he must settle it first if he has, and this to avoid Ali from not disqualified under this act to become as a director.
So what is the effect of incorporation? Firstly, there shall be a company by name and registration number. This was stated in Companies Act 2016 Act 777 18.1, whereby upon the date of incorporation specified in the notice of registration issued under Section 15, there shall be a company by the name and registration number as stated in the principal register, kept by the register for this purpose. Once you have submitted your document, then the SSM shall approve the name and give you the registration number. The number will be the same as your identification card number. And secondly, another effect of incorporation to a company is stated in Companies Act 2016 Act 777 18.2 that any person whose name is mentioned as member in the incorporation application, and on that incorporation the company will be included as a member in the registration of members, as well as others who may be members of the company at any time soon. Corporate bodies with the name specified in the registration notice, the company need to make a list and insert the details of every members.
Thirdly, the effect of incorporation to a company is stated in Companies Act 2016 Act 777 Clause 18.3. If the company has share capital, each person whose name is stated in the incorporation application becomes a shareholder, as stated in the application of the company from time to time, because shareholders can come and go. For a private company, you cannot simply sell your share to the outsiders. The share must only be circulated among the members in the same company. Meanwhile, for the public company, you can easily sell your share to anyone. Fourthly, another effect of incorporation to a company is the details of registered office. As stated in Companies Act 2016 Act 777 Clause 18.4, the details of the company registered office are as specified in or in connection with the registration application. This is where your company secretary keep your address. You can also use the business address as your registered office because it was admissible. But usually, once the document or any matters regarding SSM or Bursa came at your business address, some of the time those people do not know how to react with this kind of matters and they tend to ignore it. This might be bad because some of the document from SSM can be important which need them to respond as soon as possible. Lastly, the effect of incorporation to a company stated in Companies Act 2016 Act 777 Clause 18.5, the person referred to in the statement as a director or secretary, if any, is deemed to have been appointed to the office.
So, to sum up, there are a lot of process and criteria that need to fulfill in order to incorporate a company. It is also having some certain elements that need to be evaluated in order to make sure that the company runs smoothly. So regarding question 1, which is about the application for incorporation, has been stated in section 40, Company Act 2016. There are 10 statements that need to fulfill under section 14, part 3, Company Act 2016 in order to form an application for incorporation.
There are a few effects of incorporation to the company. It can be seen in Section 18 Company Acts 2016. Meanwhile, once a company is incorporated under the Company Acts 2016, Section 20 Company Acts 2016 states that it is a body corporate and it is legal. And Section 21 Company Acts 2016 discuss the unlimited capacity of the company. As mentioned under Section 18 Company Acts 2016, there are a few effects of incorporation in Ali's company.